Okay, this video is a book review. The book is Arnold Ehret's Mucusless Diet Healing System. So this book is kind of popular with some people on the internet, and what I'm trying to say is I think it's just a gimmick. Don't waste your money on it. There's a few good points from this book. This guy, Arnold Ehret, he was very sick when he was young, and he couldn't get well. He spent tons of money on doctors. And then he learned about eating a plant-based diet, and he switched to eating a fruits and vegetable diet, and he became healthy. So he made a dramatic recovery. And that's wonderful. That's good news. But I'm not that impressed by his logic and his thinking. He doesn't really know that much about nutrition. I'll just show you some of the typical statements he makes. Here's the thing he says. Let's see. I firmly believe that rice is the foundational cause of leprosy, that terrible pestilence. And then there'll be nothing to back up the statement. He just makes these dramatic statements all over the place, and he doesn't back them up, and there's nothing behind them. They're just kind of stupid. Okay, here's another statement from Arnold Ehret. Potatoes are little better than flour products. Okay, well, he's not a big fan of starches. Look at Dr. John McDougall, the best nutrition doctor that ever lived. He says potatoes are the best food in the world. If I could only eat one food, it would be the potato. And the reason he loves potatoes is, number one, they grow as a tuber underground, and they absorb all the nutrients from the ground, so they're complete in nutrition versus, the plant foods, the grains that grow above the ground, they tend to be deficient in vitamin A, vitamin C. Okay, potatoes are only deficient in B12. He says if you could only eat one thing, you'd want to eat a potato, and you still might probably need to end up taking B12. Let's see, what else about this book? Oh, he says almost all sickness comes from a poor diet and from constipation. And he says, you eat a fruit and vegetable diet, you won't be constipated anymore. Yeah, that's true. Mucusless, he says certain diets create more mucus, and there's some truth to that. When you eat dairy tends to thicken your mucus and be more likely to give you sinus congestion, for example. Dairy's got lots of problems with it. You don't want to eat dairy ever. Let's see. I think that's pretty much the point of it. So the bottom line is I didn't learn anything from this book. I thought it was a waste of time, waste of money. There's a summary of him in one of these integrative medicine journals here. It's only about 2 pages long if you want to read about his life. He lived from 1866 to 1922. And what I'm basically saying is I think some people have latched on to him because he's so dramatic. They think he's brilliant, but I think he really doesn't know very much. But, he was right about, eat a plant-based diet and you get healthy. And so, in a sense, he's kind of promoting that idea of a raw diet largely. But, like I said, I thought the book stunk, and I couldn't even finish it. I read parts of it and then half of it, and I thought it was just a waste of time. It's really poorly written. It's a translation. So, anyways, don't waste your money on this one.